Welcome back to Group Guideless, the series where I tackle RuneScape's quests, bosses, and mysteries without the use of wikis, guides, or outside sources, except for maybe my groupies. I once considered myself to have a wealth of knowledge in the game, but with last episode's minor blunder in one of the easiest quests Gielinor has to offer, it's become quite apparent that maybe I was a bit too reliant on guides in the past. I only hope that I can handle the challenges to come. Last we left off, we stopped, or maybe completed, a blood pact, unlocking the Lumbridge Catacombs dungeon. That should be helpful on our Slayer journey, but for now, there's a big list of quests that we can tackle, and Taverly is calling my name. It is at this exact moment do I realize that some quests are voice acted, and instead of muting all of the sound effects, can just mute music instead and add the right track in post. Video quality, level up. I wanted to start by unlocking some more skills and work on the quest point requirement for the Group Iron Man journey tasks, so we find ourselves in Taverly. Pickup Sticks is vaguely concerned about his assistance and asks us to find Skelectrix and Bowl of Tricks, thus beginning Wolf Whistle. Now, this is a first for me. Wolf Whistle was a quest where you summoned a spirit wolf, but the plot is a bit different now, so we set off in search of his missing apprentices. I find one almost immediately. I completely ignore her to get the lodestone, and then also get distracted again by the prospects of starting fishing contest, which I cannot do. Okay, well, back to Skelectrix. Bowl of Tricks is being held captive by a bunch of trolls. She suggests we talk to Pickup Sticks, who may have a solution. As it turns out, he does. We can summon a legendary giant Wolpertinker. I hope I said that right. That will surely work better than the Spirit Wolf. But of course, he's missing the ingredients to summon it. Tossing safety to the wayside, he thinks we can do it. We require an ancient bone amulet, white hair meat, and an embroidered pouch. So where do we find those things?
The amulet should be with my assistant, Sticklebricks. The hair meat is available from the pet shop, which is on the bottom floor of the building to the south of here. The pouch is lost somewhere upstairs. I managed to lose it in a rather violent kerfuffle. And of course, I have the last two items here when you are ready for them.
Oh, I guess this is a beginner's quest. Wouldn't want the player to have to use a brain cell yet, would we? Okay. So we head upstairs to search through Asmongold's bedroom, pick up Styx's bedroom, find the pouch rather quickly. Across the street, the pet shop owner believes a complete stranger and hands us a chunk of meat. Lastly, we head up White Wolf Mountain and realize that perhaps Pickup Sticks is a horrible person who neglects everyone around him, as the third assistant we find is already taking a permanent dirt nap. We go on ahead and defile our first corpse of the episode. Doesn't seem like a good episode without some grave robbing, right? We then return the items to Pickup Sticks. He gives us the rest of the ingredients and tells us to do it ourselves. Which we do. I half expected to blow up a bit. He approves of our work and tells us to head back to Skelectrix and save Bowl of Tricks before Bowl of Tricks becomes a Bowl of Tricks. Hey, don't get mad at me for that one. It's in the actual game. Skelectrix was not kidding about the number of trolls, and judging by their polygons, these are not the level 1 and 2 variants. So we summon the giant Wolpertinker, and it doesn't look good. Wolf Bones, the troll leader, laughs it off, but nobody's scared of a bunny until it starts hitting you with undodgeable psychic damage. We run in, grab Bowl of Tricks, and escape the cavern. Pretty obviously abused and sick and tired of his boss, he fakes a rib injury and runs away. In return, we are rewarded with a job well done, a bunch of gold charms, and a kickstart to our summoning journey. Speaking of kickstarting, I also recall herb lore requiring Druidic Ritual. I guess Turiel was right about something from the last episode, because Kakmeeks, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, is absolutely certain that there's a chaotic abundance of troll aggression right now. He wants to perform a ritual that will notify a god, Guthix, of this imbalance. Of course, I never turn away a quest or a whopping 4 quest points, so we accept the request for aid. A man named Sanfew seems to know about the potion we need for the ritual, and we need to talk to him. If the bright cyan box was any indication of his whereabouts, I don't know what else is. Sanfew, who sounds suspiciously like Pickup Sticks, says we're dumb, and tells us that our little meat mallets can't punch the problem away. Sounds like someone needs a meat mallet. So let me guess, retrieve certain items from a nearby vicinity? Yes, cool. Okay, so we need some living water from a cave controlled by trolls, some walking plant leaves, and scales from a fish that used to be a rock, scraped clean with a chisel. As 2 of the 3 indicators are just to the south, we're gonna walk there first. Big blue box? Yep. We attach a gold coin to a fishing rod we just apparently have now. Thanks, Toolbox. and catch a rockfish, stonefish, whatever. We scrape the scales off the fish with a chisel, not a knife. Haha, funny one, Jagex. I can spot a fake path when I see it. And then we wait around for a wormwood to wander before yoinking the leaves from it. Lastly is the living water. I look around, heading in the direction I think the cave is, and I was wrong. Perhaps the cave moved? I thought it might have been that well from the last quest for a moment, but the quest is pointing to an area a little further to the east, the Birthrope Slayer Cave. Well, we can look around and kill an abomination while we're in here since we're on our Slayer task. Oh, neat. So it seems we need specific gloves. Forgot about those. Didn't know at all about those. I wouldn't have known. I haven't been a new player for ever. Nevertheless, we scrounged around the cavern, picking the wrong direction at first, of course, doing a full loop of the cave before finding a completely unguarded by trolls living water source. But I mean, maybe it was once guarded by trolls? I don't know. We head back to Sandfew, give him the ingredients. Well, he gives us the potion, which remains in our inventory for all of 1 second before a cutscene.
From the tiniest blade of grass to the tallest oak.
What are you gabbling about, young cake mix? The ritual just calls for you pouring the ointment on the stone. Are you trying to put us all to sleep?
Well, forgive me for trying to add a little gravity to the moment.
That's hilarious.
Guthix's will has turned against the trolls.
Well, this calls for a celebration. Oh, where's the mead?
Alcoholism. Whew, 2 laughs in 1 cutscene. That's it's rather unusual, and also marks the completion of our second quest of the episode. Let's plug out a third that's nearby, because I also recall this quest had a reward that we might find very useful. Perhaps I took Sandfew's advice, because we find ourselves outside of a tavern. It seems Nails Newton is having a corrupt politician problem, and needs to pilfer a stamp from a well-guarded chest to free up some food for the starving residents. Nails would like us to procure a particularly putrid pie for our pompous pal, Rollo the Stout. First, we need some fishing bait flour, which, if you know what fishing bait is, it's maggots. He wants maggot flour. So we go to a field, grab flour, snag some bait from a nearby shore, and grind it all together at the mill, which took a second to find the mill because it kinda looked like a tavern for a moment. The blue guideline markers do take a lot of guesswork out of the quests, but honestly, as we didn't see them in Cook's assistant, it's probably of note that this isn't on every quest, just maybe some of the new ones. Here's hoping they did this for Shiloh Village. Anyways, it's gross. Let's move on to step 2. Bury some crayfish in a field. We got some extra in the bank, so I scoop one up, head to the local flax field, and our pink boy is now more... That's a color, all right. I would like to thank Saradomin at this time that Smell-O-Vision has not been invented yet. Nails Newton likey, though. The pie needs more volume, though, so we need to grab a potato and stick it somewhere safe. A kebbet hole, to be precise. Fortunately, the potato man gives us 1 free potato, and I also get a head start on our farming journey. Walking further north, we find the kebbet hole. The potato is now littered with the equivalent of prairie dog droppings, which would normally get a restaurant shut down. So we'll combine the ingredients and bake the pie. We show it to Nails again, and it is heinous. Gotta cover up the smell. Fortunately, there's a foppish pier we can pickpocket from to get some rather valuable spices, and it's also the reason we're doing this quest at all. You see, how I remember this item is you can wear it, and all food you eat heals you more, which when you have as little food as I and no other necklace slot, means a good upgrade for now. I was feeling a little reluctant giving anyone a pie like this, but when I met who could literally have been Beta Jack Horner, I was much less reluctant to hand over that pie. I have killed nicer, or less at this point. Rollo the Stout should be Rollo the 6 feet under. We have to settle for poison. Now, I'm not one to shy away from some good voice acting, and I'll be honest. By clicking the Nerves of Steel option, I did not know what I was getting into. But with every lurch, gurgle, and wet floppy squelch, I knew that justice was being served. Literally. Oh, and just remember, when you have to edit things in a video, you have to listen to them over and over and over. You're welcome. While Nails' description of the events was even more graphic, I absolutely loved the hidden interaction with Keppel. Never spoke to him before, but when I saw his violent shaking, I knew I just had to listen in. Stamp acquired, letter acquired, off to pier, and victory could not taste any sweeter. Quest complete. Oh, shockingly enough, a lot of time and effort goes into making these videos. Every couple of hours of gameplay at the moment makes about 10 minutes of footage, and about 12 hours of scripting, recording, and editing. With that being said, I've been off RuneScape for nearly 2 days now, with the exception of doing dailies. Waste not, want not, and all that. So I want to bring you up to speed. Day 2's tasks were mining, combat, and archaeology. The first two, I got some more ore and hit a bunch of rabbits, boosting my mining to beyond level 10, unlocking iron, and also getting constitution to level 15. I would have put it into prayer or summoning, but I forgot. Whoops. Unlike the other two, archaeology can't be glossed over as easily. Now, coming into Group Guideless, I thought there were going to be 3 very specific things that would be challenging for me as someone not going on the wiki or looking at guides. Those are quests, those are bosses, and archaeology introduced a third category, mysteries. So I'm sure there are going to be some interesting discoveries along our way. Regardless, the tutorial needs to be done, so let's dive into RuneScape's second newest skill. We make our way to Acting Guildmaster Raynor, who gives us a One Piece level description of the skill. Wealth, power, fame, and stories. This can all be yours. You just have to find it. Anyways, they gave us the required tools, including a mattock. Nice. And we get to digging. We do so, uncovering dirt, materials, and finally, the broken artifact. These, the Guildmaster explains, can be repaired at a workbench, but only if you have the required materials. We pan through some dirt, getting the exact number of materials we were missing to make the artifact. That was totally not scripted at all. Repaired the Centurion dress sword, and return to the Guildmaster, who suggests we give it to a collector. We give it to Velicola, who gives us a relic, somehow inherently different from an artifact, along with a bunch of chronotes, so I'm not complaining. Chronotes are archaeology's currency, which is cool. The Guildmaster suggests we sacrifice the relic to the big glowing monolith, and it may give us superpowers. It actually does. And with the relic and chronotes, we unlock a whopping 500 additional health. That is going to help us a lot in the early game here. Of course, the Guildmaster was kind of just using us as a test subject. They were shocked we didn't follow the previous Guildmaster Tony's footsteps and were not dragged into the monolith. Probably riddled with guilt, they give us a tour of the main guilding, set us up with a soil box and a certificate, and our first pocket slot item, which also functions as a teleport back here. Awesome. We're almost done, but not yet. We're whisked away to Caradet, and under the guiding guise of Dr. Nabanak, we are tasked with uncovering the secrets of the Zerosian Empire.
The Zerosian Empire's very existence was once the greatest of archaeological mysteries for us to uncover. And we achieved that here at Sentistan. And although the Empire was supposedly sprawling, it was so utterly destroyed that finding a near-intact fort buried beneath the sands is cause for celebration. The monolith has a strong connection with something buried deep beneath this fort, however. Was the monolith itself Zerosian? No, surely not. It's beyond ancient. There is only one way to find out what the connection is. We must dig deep at Caradet and discover what lies beneath.
We then promptly uncover an artifact, complete the daily task, and log out to resume editing. But another day has passed, and more tasks which I cannot ignore arise from the weekly reset. Construction, herblore, and archaeology. That's less than simple. Archaeology, I can upgrade to an iron mattock, hopefully I don't regret that later, and pump out the archaeology task while doing some dishes downstairs. I do love myself some AFK skills. Now, construction? Looks like I now immediately regret my decision. I know there are planks near the barbarian outpost, but that's too far for now, and I still need money, so I guess it's off to the stronghold of security for me. I honestly thought getting some free coinage would be a little bit more, but it turns out for whichever reason or another, all the monsters are unaggressive. I remember Ankus used to hit back, so how long ago did they change that? Well, money in hand, I bought a house, and then set that house to Taverly, and then I realized we shouldn't have changed locations. The tasks are leading us to Ryeniken. Well, that is an area of the map I haven't unlocked yet, so let's get running, after harvesting some logs, of course. En route, I snagged both the Draenor and Port Sarim lodestones while eyeing down all of the quest markers.
Hot damn.
I don't remember this many quests. We buy some planks and head to Taverly, enter our house, and realize we can make clay furnaces soon after. So I get a few of those to reduce my plank usage, complete the task, and then dump the remaining planks into a bookshelf. I was, for a moment, really concerned about the third one, Herblore. Do I need to kill Chaos Druids? I don't think I can farm them. I have no seeds. And then I remembered that Druidic Ritual's reward gave me some grimy herbs. So I just brushed 6 of them off and there, done. Okay, let me get back to editing. Please don't let another day pass before this episode's complete. Master has not been given a sock. Master, I have not seen sunlight in days. So it's a good place to stop, if any. Thank you so much for watching this far. I appreciate all of your support, and I hope you're having a beautiful day. Later.